Good morning. Another beautiful day outside. Cold. You know, gotta love the cold. So, we've been going over a lot of deep subjects lately. I'm barely scratching the surface, obviously, but just kind of laying the groundwork, like drawing a map out, and you're like, this country's over here, that country's over there, there's water over there. It's kind of just been this just wandering, rolling, just like songs on the trail. Oh. Today, though, I want to talk about joy. Yep, just joy. What I think it is, what everybody else thinks it is, and how to accept it as a constant in your life. Yeah, we're going to work on the other side today. Sometimes it's shadow work, sometimes you're going to show up, and I'm just going to yell at you that I'm as happy as I can be, and you should be too. Sometimes your cup overfloweth. You're like, why's your cup overfloweth today? I'll tell you why. I got my kids today. And as soon as they wake up, I'm making them chocolate swirled pancakes and eggs and sausage. And I'm going to spend the whole day with them. And for me, the inner joy battles and the struggles and all that, my reward, my garden that I get to go home and weed out is my kids. And what's cool about kids is unless you fucking shit in their garden, you don't have to pull very many weeds. You just show them how to plant seeds. They do it all by themselves. They figure it out all by themselves. It's their garden. It's not your garden. It's their garden. And all you got to do is just watch them grow flowers. And like that wellspring of joy within me, all I do is walk away from that pool when I'm not around my kids. The pool doesn't get less full. It doesn't ever get empty. It's always overflowing. And I can go there whenever I want. You go, what do you mean? I'll show you. My kids, for me, are what I consider an anchor point of my truth. Not that they exist, not who they are, not who they're becoming. That's all them. But that I have people in my life that would absolutely benefit from unconditional love. And I have somebody in my life, two somebodies, that I can give unconditional love to, and they grow from it in the best ways possible. And like that joy of getting to be part of their experience, you keep a guy on cloud nine. I'll tell you what, being a dad, there's just something about it. It's pretty cool. And so like the point, I know I'm not using all the analogies and stuff. It's because I'm just sitting in the pool of happiness. Like I don't got no life lessons. From right here where I'm sitting, it's bubbling, and I got a drink and a joint. It's about as good as it can get. Sunrise is amazing. And so I felt like instead of like trying to put up new signs, I would like show you a reflection of what the signs lead to. Your own individual, personal truths that bring you joy, not abundance, just joy. Joy is abundance. Joy isn't what you feel because of abundance. Joy is the feeling that is abundance. Maybe I'll throw a few analogies in, but it's one of my anchors. And so we're going to talk about just anchors. I don't have a lot this morning because I'm just circling, waiting for my kids to wake up. But I believe, from my standpoint and my view of things, that you have to find anchor points that either make you happy or sad. I don't think any of you, or myself included, can maintain a bad mood without a constant that allows it to be. In the same way, I don't think we can stand in joy and happiness if we don't have things that we've created in our life that constantly overfill that cup. It's like, which wolf are you feeding, right? Same kind of scenario. But then they would talk about doing the self work and the shadow work and the crying days and the sad days and feeling like you don't want to continue, all the blah, 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 blah. But joy works that way too. So does happiness. Happiness and joy aren't even the same thing, but they can be gained from the same anchor. Which is love. Joy at sharing my love with my kids is different at happiness and knowing that my kids love me. Two completely different pools of bubbly, right? Like, how else do you describe good energy? It's bubbly, it's movement, it's fizzy in your nose, like joy. And this is one of those homework assignments. You do a little homework because as you're going through, if you've even decided to try my method to madness, every time that you take something out, you got to put something back in. It has to stay balanced. You can't just remove a bunch of negative things from your life and expect your life to get good. It's not how it works. You got to dig the hole and concrete it so you can fill it full of joy and happiness and contentment and, like, take each one of your chakras, if you believe in chakras, and associate it with a good feeling. And when you think about that good feeling, associate it with that chakra. Not like you need to believe in chakras, none of it. Just associate it in your mind, this goodness, with this chakra. This would probably fall under my brain. This would be my third eye. This is my throat. This is my heart. This is my gut. This is my bait. Wherever you think it fits, it probably fits. You are creating the universe that you experience. You do understand, right? And if you were to do this homework and in some way, shape, or form start associating these things with these core beliefs and core anchors and these actualities in your life, they're constant. I think you're going to figure out what joy is. And I don't have any way to tell you what it is. I can describe how my body experiences it with the different senses, but I can't tell you how it goes for you. I can't tell you what causes you pain and traumatizes you. Anything can cause you pain and traumatize you, and anything can bring you joy and happiness. It's a sliding scale of your belief. It's insane. It's beautiful. It's crazy. It's chaotic. But joy as a mindset. Joy as a mindset. I had some really dark times in my life. Really dark times. There were some times in my life where, like, I was definitely hanging out with myself. And I was feeling pretty dark, And this meditation that I'm talking about, where you find your anchors, is one of the first things that I use to save myself from what I consider a minor annoyance. You know, that crashing darkness in your head and feeling hopeless and all those things. Every time that I even started to contemplate just not loving my life, this anchor of getting to see my kids and be around my kids and experience my kids and help my kids understand the world around them, it's a core belief I have. It's not just a fleeting thing or an idea that I thought once and then I tried to play it out for 6 months because I was pretending to be something I'm not. Anchor point, like love for my children, absolute. They like them existing helped me continue to exist until I wanted to exist to the point where they could exist. And like, when my daughter was born 10 years ago, I don't like the reflection of who I was. By the time my daughter was 3 years old, I had beat the living fuck out of myself at anything I considered a problem for my daughter. And then my son came along, and I had the sliding scale because I had a daughter, right? I got to be this man so she knows what a real man is and how a real man should act with the politeness and the kindness and the respect and the talking. All of those things, I had to show her what to look for because your daughter will love someone like you. So if you're a fucking piece of shit, she's going to go love a piece of shit. You're going to precondition her. Oh man, learning that truth. Woohoo! I was like, what? How I am and how I believe could affect my kids negatively long term their whole life? Really? Oh shit. And then my son came along. And that overprotectiveness and that warrior spirit, I had to go, whoa, 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 whoa. I need to calm down. Before I teach this little boy to just destroy the world, I gotta calm down. And then when I calm down, through happiness of being able to like change my perception so I can be a better dad for my son, that's when I started to look at what it was I was changing and where did it come from. Have you ever been in a situation where you're just acting out or saying something crazy and you're like, why the fuck? What even is this? That's that shadow work where you got to go backwards and dig out of the mud, whatever it was that's got you acting this way in the now. And that anchor that my kids had of existing, it was like this transformation process in my heart. And this is the most beautiful thing. And while all that was going on, and I was trying to figure out what I consider to be respectable if I was going to be a parent, in reflection of me trying to get my life together, the rest of my life took a shit on me. And I was bitter for a little bit over it. Everybody else's fault, and fuck this, and fuck you, and fuck them, and like, I don't remember what day it was. I really don't. But there was a day when I realized that having kids and starting the path of trying to make myself presentable so I won't harm a kid. You get it? Like, I take the protection of children really seriously, and I had to start with my own. And that started the metamorphosis for me. And there were other things, and there are other points of interest, and there's some weird things that maybe someday I'll be like, check this out, and you'll be like, God damn it, what? I'm like, yeah, that happened, or I perceived that it happened. But that core belief that I am good enough to be a father, that I am good enough, That was the first time in my life that I'd ever felt from interacting with other human beings that I was good enough for whatever it was time they were on. The very first time. And it only took once for me. It only took one reflection of truth to make it truth. And as soon as it became truth, it changed everything in my life. Everything. So the homework is to brainstorm on a piece of paper with a pencil, because that'll probably piss you off. So it's the best way. I just want you to write down 3 core beliefs. Good, bad, and different. I don't even care. Just write them down. And spend the next week at least try and categorize, pie chart out one and why it's a core belief, how it makes you feel, identify every aspect of it. If it's no good, put it in your river. If it hurts, put it in your river. If it's not being positive and constructive in your life, put it in your river. But take the time to, this week, I know it sounds crazy, but just indulge me and pick one core belief and write everything you can about it. Journal every aspect of it that you can possibly consider. Everything. And maybe pick a good one, because picking the bad ones and the hard ones are not as easy. So just pick a good one. Pick something that you absolutely love and hold as truth, and all the reasons why. And if you do, and you get that list going, and you get the pie chart, and you get these little bubbles going off, and it's going every direction, that's going to help you start to understand quantum entanglement. I know I'm always sliding just a little bit of science in. It's going to help you understand the interconnectedness of everything based on how you believe. And if you disassemble this idea far enough, you should be able to follow it back to core beliefs and reasons you hold it and how it's affecting your life. This exercise is the most grueling exercise, because if and when you decide you want to try this and you do that one, go to the next one. Now go to all of them. And you keep going until you have identified yourself. It's almost like this exercise is designed for you to start speaking to yourself and thinking in reflection about how your words and actions and beliefs are affecting the reality around you. It's a really simple exercise to start to grasp this concept. And I think that it's going to help. It's going to help. I promise it's going to help. You're like, are you sure? And I'm like, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean. She's like, this jar of dirt's going to help you. He takes it. He goes, well, it's just a jar of dirt. Is it going to work? She goes, give it back. He goes, no, I want the jar of dirt. There's just a jar of dirt, but it helped. You owe it to yourself, in my opinion. And I'm pretty arrogant about it. You owe it to yourself to know yourself. You owe yourself a debt to understand yourself. Nobody else. You don't owe nobody nothing. Not God, not the devil, not your heart and soul, but you absolutely owe the understanding of self. It'd be like you saying that even though you're yourself, you don't matter. I'm not buying it. You do matter completely. You've got this gift to give everybody. And the world's got you not talking to yourself. So we're going to just try it. So you just give her a go. Tell me what you think, throw her on in there. Because I would like to be able to meet everybody at some point as they are, not as the world told them they are, but as they really are. And I think that if we just start working on it collectively together, if we just start having the dialogue about very simple things we can use to start talking to ourselves, which they say is crazy, you're going to find that your best friend and your home and everything you've ever looked for in life is inside. right behind the fake you that you're driving around. And if you're real, if I'm preaching to the choir, I pose this to you: 500 views, 7 comments. 500 views, 7 comments, and only 1 comment of hate. You notice that? Only got 1, and it was about my face tattoo. I made a whole video on that. 1 negative comment out of 500 views. Not because there aren't a bunch of haters, because they don't have a fucking choice. But you know what happens when you leave all this space open for people to speak, and evil and ugly people refuse to fucking even come in and play, when they won't even step into the arena? It leaves room for each and every one of you to speak. And it's time to flip the switch. I have now flipped the switch. Now you understand that all of that empty space right below this video is for you to speak, for you to teach, for you to learn. All that empty space for every one of you. There's not a single one of you that doesn't have something amazing to contribute. You just haven't figured out what it is yet. And even if it's to say, I disagree with you on this point, that's the point of debate. That's the point of philosophy: to question, to ask, to go back and forth on ideas and concepts. That's what philosophy is. It's communication about things we want to think about, not things that are already presented to us as truths. So I hereby give every last one of you permission to please, from the bottom of your hearts, either start talking or start arguing. Start communicating. What are you waiting on? 500 views? And nobody's got nothing to say? Come on now. Come on. I don't need you to share it. You don't even got to like it. But where are you? Where are you? Because if you're here, why haven't you said so? If you're listening, why aren't you speaking? You see how that works? Now, you go ahead and try your little journaling if you want to, and I love you to death. Even my haters, boy, I love you guys too. You just keep helping me grow. And I'm going to go spend the day with my kids. And I'm going to have the most amazing day. And I'm going to get up tomorrow and be full of joy because, yes, today I got to spend the day with them. And the day after, it'll never go away. I got all the pools are right there, all overflowing. You know, it's just today I get to take a bath in it. And like, man, it's better than peanut butter and jelly sandwich.